I just want to share with you 2 points. As I said, these are probably not new to you, and just probably a shorter version of what's already been said. And the first of this is that I think the award ceremony signifies that the Bangladeshi Muslim community has come of age. Today we boast of being represented in all sectors of British life, from the professions to holding the reins of power. This site that we are in is testament to where we have come from our humble beginnings. Some of you here, if you are as of the age or senior than I am, will remember the foundation of this grand building being just a simple porter cabin inside a car park. Today, it has grown to be one of the biggest centers of Muslim worship in Europe. I'm not sure the precise number. Some say 5,000, others say 8,000 people are able to worship here.
7,500.
7,500
at the moment, but it will go up to 8,500 after the extension.
So, but across the road we have another example of where we have come. We have the office of the executive mayor, and just a few seconds ago you saw the speaker, the man with the gold around his neck, speak so eloquently as he did. While we reflect on these successes, but we also remember that only a few hundred meters from here in the opposite direction, we have Brick Lane, now famous for its curry houses and trendy coffee shops. But not too distant in time, it was also famous for another thing, Pakibashing. You may not have witnessed it, at least some of us have, but you would have heard of it. Those of us that grew up in East London in the 70s and 80s cannot forget the almost ritual beatings to which people with brown faces were subject in the area. For the Muslim Bangladeshis, there was no escape. Brick Lane is where our homes were. Whilst we rejoice the fact that those days are now behind us, but we did not get to where we are without a fight. When we talk about the fights, we cannot overlook the contribution played by many from within the host community. And that is a point that I think Muslibai very eloquently highlighted. In the initial stages, it is they who led the attacks from the front and which helped us overcome the fear we had of striking back. Again, most of you who are younger than me will probably not be familiar with this concept. But in the days when we grew up in East London, in the Pakibashing age, there's this idea that the white man is invincible. That cloak we have now shed. And we did so because of the encouragement and solidarity of this handful of men and women. Had it not been for their contribution, I think we would have remained entrapped in the then belief that we were just part of a guest workers community. That is how our forefathers saw themselves, simply guest workers. We were not here to stay permanently, and therefore it was not in our place to fight back. I think by being able to give the awards, we celebrate our proven ability to break barriers and work hand in hand with others for the betterment of all. I think it also signifies that we have broken out of the feeling of being guests to being equals. We do not only take, but also give. We are at par with everyone else in British society. The second point I want to make is that although the days of Pakibashing may be past us, there are other forms of more sinister forms of harm and machinations that we have to contend with. Some of those were touched upon by previous speakers. This building, again, is something that Delaware by briefly touched upon. Has witnessed firsthand some of these. The organized attempt by the English Defence League and is supposed to attack this community, and this particular place is still fresh in our memory. To be correct, it was 2009, as you recall. Yeah. If this is all too blatant Islamophobia, then other subtler forms of discrimination and hatred of Muslims that we all encounter routinely. I think we should acknowledge that for us, many haters of the Muslims that there are, we have more friends. It is these good people that we need to collaborate with so that their voices are louder than those of the haters. I think the awards will be a meaningful gesture to achieving this. I hope all of you will join us in this endeavor, support the award ceremony and contribute whichever way you can to make it a success. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.